Hello guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be teaching how to draw trend lines properly. I've seen a lot of people online, they draw trend lines the wrong way. They don't use the trend lines the way they're supposed to use their trend lines. So I decided to make this video to address this issue. Now in this video, I'm going to be going to my computer screen and I'm going to be teaching you guys how to draw trend lines properly. But before we do that, there are three key points. There are three key notes that you need to take note of before drawing your trend lines. The number one is that trend lines are meant to be drawn on the wicks of the candles. They are meant to be drawn on the wicks of the candles and not on their shadow or not on their bodies. Rather, you draw trend lines on the wicks of the candles and not on the bodies. Then the second thing you need to take note of, number two thing you need to take note of, is the fact that for you to have a valid trend line, you must touch at least 3 points. You must have 3 connections, 3 points touching each other. The trend line must touch 3 points for you to know that that trend line is actually a valid trend line. Then the third thing that we need to take note of, number 3 thing we need to take note of, is the fact that, okay, now guys, I'm back. I'm sorry guys, I had to go take care of something. I'm back now, let's continue the video. Now the third thing you need to take note of, the number 3 thing you need to take note of when drawing your trend lines, is that trend lines drawn on higher time frames tend to be more significant than trend lines drawn on lower time frames. What I mean is this: a trend line drawn on the daily time frame holds more significance than the trend line drawn on a 15-minute or on a 5-minute time frame. Those are the three key things you need to take note of. Number 1, the trend line must be drawn on the wicks of the candles and not on their bodies. 2, the trend, for you to have a valid trend line, you must touch at least 3 points. You must touch 3 points. And then thirdly, the trend lines drawn on higher time frames tend to be more significant. They tend to hold more than trend lines drawn on lower time frames. Now that being said, I'm going to go to my laptop screen and I'm going to show you step by step how to actually draw trend lines properly so that you don't get false regions. Now let's go. Now, we come inside of my screen. Now, just like I said, today I'm going to be making this video to show you guys how to draw your trend lines properly. I'm going to be using about 4 different currency pairs as examples. I'm going to be using about 4 different currency pairs as examples. But before we head into the video, I would like you to just do me a favor. On your computer screen or your phone right now, you're going to see our subscribe button. Please kindly hit that subscribe button. Give me a like as well and turn on that bell notification button. Now what our bell button does is that when I drop more videos that those are watching right now, this is going to send you a notification that I just dropped another video. Okay, let's take a few seconds to do that. Let's take about 4 seconds or 5 seconds. Smash that subscribe button. You see it somewhere around down here on your screen. Smash it. Okay. Now give me that like. Hit that like button. Hit it. You have a hammer, hit it and smash it. Hit that like button. Okay, good. Now turn on that bell notification so that you don't miss out when I drop more videos like what I'm about to watch right now. Okay. Thank you. Hopefully you give me a subscribe. Hopefully you hit that like button and hopefully you turn on that bell notification. Now then, let's head right into the video. Now, just like I said, there are 3 key things that we need to take note of for us to be able to draw our trend lines properly. First of all, we need to understand that the trend lines are supposed to be drawn on the wicks of the candles and not on the bodies of the candles. Secondly, trend lines drawn on higher time frames tend to hold more significance than trend lines drawn on lower time frames. And then thirdly, for us to have a valid trend line, we must connect at least 3 points on the chart. We must connect at least 3 points on the chart. Now let's do right thing. The first pair I'm going to be using as example, the first pair I'm going to be using is the GBP USD. Let's inbox the GBP USD now. First of all, we're going to be starting from the monthly time frame. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. Now looking at the monthly time frame of GBP USD, we can see clearly that wait, we can see clearly that GBP USD is in the very, very strong, very strong. Is a high, a low, lower highs, lower low. Market has now come in here to put in another lower low, the lower high rather. But that's not why I'm here. Today, we want to learn how to draw our trend lines properly. Now, first things first, I'm going to pick up my trend line. Now, looking at this, I can see that this point here is an outermost part. And then I also have this point here, which is another outermost part. For us to draw our trend lines, we need to connect the outermost points. This is the first outermost point, and then this is the next outermost point. I'm going to pick up my trend lines and connect those 2 points now. Like this. Now looking at as you can see that our trend lines touches this first point, touches this second point. Now you might be wondering, but I see that the trend line must touch 3 points. Do that be wrong? Our trend line is really touching two. Well, that's not actually true because when you take a look at it properly, you see that this is the first point, this is the second point, and the third point was actually this failed breakout here. The market touched the trend line for the third time here and then attempted to break it. The market actually succeeded in breaking it, but it was not able to break above this key level. And then it came back down. So this, in effect, is actually the third point of our trend line. Okay, which is the first point, which is the second point, and then this right here is the third point of our trend line. So this is actually the trend line of the monthly time frame for GBP USD. Now there's something else I want you to take note of. You see, when drawing trend lines, there's something we call the inner trend line and the outer trend line. There's something we call the inner trend line and the outer trend line. For the sake of this video, I will not be talking too much about the inner trend line, the inner and another trend line for now. But I just want you to have it at the back of your mind that there's something called an inner trend line, and then there's also something called an outer trend line. Okay. That being said, now let's scale over to the weekly time frame and see how we can draw our trend line on the weekly time frame. Now looking at the chart of GBP USD on the weekly time frame, how can we draw our trend lines? Again, we need to identify the outermost points. We need to identify the outermost points, which are these here, this and this. This one being the first, and this one here being the second. So we pick up our trend line and then we connect them. We connect the dots starting from here. Remember, it must be on the wicks. The trend lines must be drawn on the wicks, not on the bodies of the candles. You place your trend line, then you connect all the way down. Yes, like this. Now you have to understand that for this particular example of GBP USD, market was actually pulling back around this area. Market was actually pulling back around this area. So as such, the market did not respect our trend line. The market did not respect our trend line here. The market pulled back around this area. Okay. And let's scale down now to the daily time frame. Now, how can we now draw our trend lines on the daily time frame? How can we draw our trend lines on the daily time frame? Now for GBP USD, GBP USD is an example of when the market is bearish. GBP USD is an example of when the market is bearish. I'm also going to make another example for a bullish setup when the market is in a bullish trend. I'm going to find a pair that is bullish at the moment, and I'm going to make another example in a bullish trend. Okay. Now I'm looking at the daily time frame of GBP USD. Again, the first thing we need to identify the outermost points, which are these and these and these. These are the outermost points. We pick up the trend line and then we connect them. And remember, the trend line must be placed on the wicks of the candles. It must be placed on the wicks. Connect them like so. Like so. And there you have your trend line on the daily time frame. Place it on the wicks, and then you connect it, slide it down. Just slide it down, connect it. That's the trend line for GBP USD in the daily time frame. Now let's scale even lower to a 4 hour. Let's scale lower to a 4 hour. Let me remove this so you don't get distracted. Now looking at the 4 hour time frame now. How can we draw our trend lines on the 4 hour time frame? We need to identify the outermost spots, outermost points. This, this, this is. So we pick up our trend line and then we connect them. Connect the dots. Connect the dots and let it slide. Connect the dots and let it slide. Okay. Now let's pick up another pair. Let's pick up another currency pair. Let's take a look at USDC chart. Let's take a look at AUD USD. Let's look at AUD USD. Going to delete this. I'm also going to delete this. Now let's start from the monthly time frame. AUD USD, you must start from the monthly time frame. Now, if you recall, when I was talking about GBP USD, if you recall, you will notice that I talked about the fact that there's something called an inner trend line, and then there's something called an outer trend line. Now, for this case of GBP USD, GBP USD pool presents us with a setup whereby we can draw our inner trend line and we can also draw our outer trend line. And I'll show you. So looking at the monthly time frame in GBP USD, you can tell just by looking at it that this right here, this right here, this right here, and this right here are the outermost points. I'll just keep up my trend line and I'll collect the outermost points. Remember, it must be drawn on the wicks. It must be drawn on the wicks of the candles. So this right here is the trend line on the monthly time frame of GBP USD. Now, on the way how draw the inner trend line. This right here is having outer trend line. This right here is having the outer trend line. How do we now draw the inner trend line? Easy. Just pick up a trend line. Connect this most outermost point. Connect the second most outermost point, and then stand it all the way down. You delete this one so don't get used. This is this is an outermost point. This is another outermost point. We connect this outermost point and then slide it all the way down. Connect this outermost point and slide it all the way down. And remember, it must be on the wicks, just like we have here, on the wicks of the candles, on the wicks of the candles, on the wicks. It must be on the wicks of the candles. You can also extend this all the way up here. It must be in the wicks of the candles. Okay. Now, if you also take a look at AUD, you realize that we can also draw an inner trend line. Remember, we draw our first trend line, which was the outer trend line. We drew our second trend line, which was the inner trend line. We can also draw an inner trend line in AUD. And I'll show you from this point on the wick and then bend it, slide it down. This right here is the inner trend line. The one we drew here was the inner trend line, and then the one we drew starting from this point was the outer trend line. So this is how you draw your inner trend line and outer trend line. Okay. Now let's scale over to the weekly time frame. Now as you can see, our trend lines are still on the wicks, on the candles. On the weekly time frame, they're still on the wicks of the candles. Our trend line is still on the wicks of the candles. Now let's go back to the daily. And go back to the daily. Now looking at the daily time frame, how can we draw our trend line here? It's still the same concept. Identify the outermost point. Identify the outermost point, which is this and this. Slide it down. Connect it. It must be on the wicks. Place it on the wicks here. And then slide it down. It must be on the wicks. Place it on the wicks and slide it down. The same thing with 4-hour time frame as well. Same thing for the 4-hour time frames. Connect the wicks and slide it down. Now that being said, let's take a look at the setup where the market is actually the bullish trend. Let's take a look at the setup of a bullish trend on USD, CHF, JPY. Let's take a look at USD JPY. Let's take a look at USD JPY. Let's start. Let me delete all this so you don't get this. Oops. 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 And let's start from the monthly chart going. Now looking at the monthly chart of USD JPY. Oh, sorry, I forgot to remove this. Okay, good. Looking at the monthly time frame of USD JPY, you can tell just by looking at this, you can tell that the USD JPY is in a clear bullish trend. This is a low, this is a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And according to the law of price action, the market must at least come here to put in equal highs. We must at least come here to put in equal highs. Yes, somewhere around you. Am I? Market is at least coming here to put in equal highs before going higher to make higher highs or before reversing to the downside. Okay, but that's not what we are here for. Today we are looking at how to draw our trend line, and I'm giving you examples using GBP USD and AUD USD where the market conditions were various. Now let's now take a look at USD JPY in this particular scenario where the market condition is actually bullish. Now looking at USD JPY, this is an outermost point, another outermost point, another outermost point, another outermost point. You pick up the trend line and then you connect it, match the outermost points. Remember, it must be on the wicks. Now, you might be wondering, in a situation whereby the candle does not have a wick, what do we now do? Case in point now, case in point, this particular USD JPY candle right here. This candle does not have a wick. What do we now do? Well, what you do is very simple. You pick up your trend line, you place it on the ending part, on the end part of the candle. Make sure that it is not on the body. In the end part of the candle, you place your trend line there, and then you extend it. Extend it. Now, as you can see, my trend line is actually touching this candle, but it is not on the body of the candle. This is what I'm talking about. My trend line is touching this candle, but it is not on the body of the candle. So in a situation whereby the candle does not have a wick, the candle does not have a shadow, what you do, you place it on the rear part, the tip, the end of the candle. Make sure it is not on the body. You place it on the tip and then you extend it. And as you can see, the same thing happened there. Although this one actually had a wick, the same thing happened here. This one did not have a wick. Placed on the end part of the candle, and then sliding it and extend it all the way up. So this is the trend line for USD JPY on the monthly time frame. Let's now scale lower. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Let's take a look at the weekly time frame. Let's see what we have. Now, as you can see on the weekly time frame, our trend line is still on the weeks, the weeks here, on the weeks here, on the weeks, and then on the weeks here as well. Our trend line is still on the weeks. Let's take a look at the daily time frame now. Let's see what we have on the daily time frame. Now, for this particular case on the daily time frame, this trend line is no longer significant. I want you to pay attention here. For this particular case on the daily time frame, this trend line that we drew on the monthly time frame is no longer significant. Now we have to take out this trend line that we drew on the monthly time frame. And then we now have to draw another trend line on the weekly time frame. This is an outermost part, another outermost part, another outermost part. You pick up a trend line and then you join them. Remember, it must be on the weeks. Then extend it all the way. Extend it all the way. So on the weekend, it was slightly paid off, but it slightly did not touch it. It's just on the week here. Extend it out. And if we even go ahead to scale a lower time frame, like the 4 hour time frame, this trend line will now become invalid. This trend line that we drew on the daily time frame will then become invalid. We will now have to draw another trend line on the 4 hour time frame. Now our trend line will have to look something like this. Our trend line will look something like this on the 4 hour time frame. This but no, our trend line will have to look something like this on the 4 hour time frame. Now the point is that this means okay now. Okay guys, I'm back. Now the point is this. When you draw your trend lines on higher time frames, as you scale lower to as you scale down to lower time frames, the trend line drawn on the higher time frames becomes less and less significant. When you draw a trend line on the higher time frame, case in point, on a monthly time frame, as you scale lower, as you scale down to lower time frames, the trend lines drawn on those higher time frames tend to be less and less significant. Case in point, this our USD example. Our trend line drawn on the monthly time frame is no longer significant now. Why? Because we are dealing with the daily time frame. Our trend lines on the weekly time frame is not relevant to us daily time frame. Our trend line on the monthly time frame is not relevant to us in the daily time frame. And if we even decide to scale lower, our trend line on the daily time frame would not be relevant to us on the 4 hour time frame. Our trend line on the daily time frame would not be relevant to us 4 hour time frame. Our trend line on the daily time frame would not be relevant to us on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So don't it's not that complicated to draw trend lines. It's not that complicated. And anytime you want to draw a trend lines, always start from higher time frames. The higher time frame gives bigger picture perspective. The higher time frames allows you to see the overall picture of the market. Gives you the ability to see the bigger picture, which the lower time frame does not give you the ability to see. So whenever you are drawing your trend lines, always make sure to start from the higher time frames. The higher time frames always win. The higher time frames always win. Always start from the higher time frames. And they just identify these outermost points. Identify them with outermost points and connect them. Identify them with outermost points, connect them. Draw it on the weeks. Draw the trend lines on the weeks. Try to make sure it connects at least 3 points. Try to make sure it connects at least 3 points. Yeah, and there might be situations whereby the trend line might not connect 3 points. The trend line might connect only 2 points. Just draw it and join them. In the future, price will most certainly pull back to retest that trend line. price will most certainly do what? Pull back to retest that trend line. And then always remember, trend lines drawn on higher time frames tend to be more significant than trend lines drawn on lower time frames. What are those three key things to remember? One, a trend line must connect at least 3 points. Two, for it to a trend line must be drawn on the shadows, on the wicks of the candles and not on their bodies. And then thirdly, trend lines drawn on higher time frames must. Trend lines drawn on higher time frames tend to hold more significance than trend lines drawn on lower time frames. Thank you guys for watching this video. That's been my time. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you I hope you learned something from this video. I hope this video helps to improve your trading. I hope this video helps to improve your trading. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you have not subscribed, please kindly hit that subscribe button. Smash that like button as well. Drop your comments in the comment section. You can just say thank you. Just drop a comment. Tell me what you think about this video. I'm going to welcome every 3 minutes. Just drop a comment again. Thank you guys for watching. Kindly hit that subscribe button, please. Give me a lot of good. But you really, really appreciate. Kindly hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. Turn on boy that bell notification and drop a comment down in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.